reshape ourselves. Or if you're new here, then hi. I am Aparna, and in today's video, we are going to be talking about 7 small ways in order to reset your life. Now, this is part 2 of a 2-part series where in the first part, we discussed how to reset your life for the second quarter, and we discussed a basic framework for us to do that. And in this video, we will be talking about 7 small actionable things that we can actually do and implement over a course of time in order to reset our lives. So without further ado, let's discuss these 7 things. Number 1 is relook at your social calendar. Now, I feel that as adults, it's harder to maintain the friendships that we have formed over the course of years through our school and college life and the friends that we've made otherwise. Because we start to live our own lives individually, there's a lot of things that we need to consider while making plans, and there are lots of overlaps, postponements, and things that don't really work out. So instead of leaving things in the air and going with the flow in this scenario, I feel it's best to take charge and be a little more intentional with the friends that you want to maintain and keep in your life. So being intentional with your social life and making plans ahead of time can be a good way to relook at your social calendar and be more intentional with it going ahead. Number 2 is organize your wardrobe. Now, I feel that this is a necessity to do after every season or every quarter, because over the course of time, we don't really get intentional with the kind of outfits that we're wearing, and no matter how much we're into fashion or not, we all have to be presentable at times, and it's best to have a few outfits ready to go and have these matches and pairs ready in our heads, and just having a structured wardrobe that we know we can pick from in times of emergencies or when we have to get ready quickly. These are small things in which we can reset our lives in terms of our clothing or in terms of self-care for that matter. Number 3 is declutter your digital space. Now, while I recommend doing this on a weekly or at least a monthly basis, I think quarterly we can do a massive clean out of our digital spaces where we are going through all of the devices that we have and just cleaning up storage space that is being used up by unnecessary files, photos, audios, etc. And there are a lot of things that tend to pile up over time which we are no longer using, and it's just eating up a lot of storage space, which in today's day and age is very, very essential to be freed up. So I think doing these massive sort of digital declutters every quarter can be a good frequency for us to re-evaluate what our storage is really being used for and to free up the space that can be put to better use. Number 4, and my favorite one, is to set a frequency for everything in your life. Now, like we talked about for the social calendar, I think this can be applied to everything that we do in our life, and just setting a frequency lets you have that reminder in the future that this task is going to come up again, and this is the frequency. If you do it at, then you feel a little more calm. So for example, if I set a frequency of cleaning my house every single Sunday, then I know that I'm set for the whole week with a fresh and clean home, and that I don't have to worry about when have I last cleaned my house and how messy it is going to get. The same principle can be used for doing our laundry, doing other chores, meeting with friends, doing these sort of resets or doing declutters in your physical space, your mental space, going to the doctor, going to your therapist, or just having these administrative tasks laid out in a certain frequency can just let you have a much more smoother life, in my opinion. Number 5 is to take a look at your finances. Now, no matter if you're a student or someone who's just started earning or someone who's been earning for years, I think relooking at your finances every so often lets you have a good hold on them and just lets you stay in the loop of what's going on within that aspect of your life. Now, depending on what kind of person you are, your financial assessment could be very simple or could get really complex. But like we said, we need to set a frequency for all of these things. I think financial assessment also gets a huge priority on the setting frequency front, and I think doing this at least once a month or every quarter can let you have a much better hold on your finances. Number 6 is reassess your relationship with social media. I think as we are growing in the digital age, our relationship with social media keeps on evolving, and at times not for the better. And I think it's very, very important to be intentional with the kind of content we are consuming. And with the flow, we can get used to a lot of mindless scrolling or not being intentional with what we are consuming and how much we are consuming. Our screen times can go way beyond what we would expect them to be and what we would like them to be. So I think every so often just reassessing how much time we are spending on all of these platforms and whether it is a healthy amount for us and whether it's taking a toll on our mental health is really an aspect that needs to be looked at by ourselves. And lastly, number 7 is make a bucket list for the next quarter. Now maybe you're doing this video while doing a quarterly reset, or maybe you're doing this sometime in the middle of the year. That I don't think is of much importance. What's important is that when you're doing this, make a bucket list for the next few months or the next phase of your life. I think during the course of actually living our lives, we are so caught up in the moment that we can really feel the monotony or the repetitiveness of it. And I think making a bucket list or a wish list of some kind, that just adds that bit of hope into our lives, and that's always a great feeling to have. Having a bucket list of some sort, however unrealistic that might be, gives us something to look forward to and gives us something to anticipate or work towards. And this, I think, is one of the things that just keeps us going forward in life and is always a good thing to have or dream about. So go ahead, make that bucket list right now. So while this is of course not an exhaustive list, I wanted to keep this video short and simple and finish it off in 7 things that we can do to reset our life in small but actionable ways. If you have any more, please put them down in the comments below, and let's make the comment section of this video a very informative give and take. I'd love to know more about what I can do in my own life to reset in small ways that I have no idea about. Along with this video, I also have a blog post and a newsletter coming up. So if you're interested in signing up to those, the links are in the description below. They are absolutely free to access. You just need to sign up to the newsletter, and the link to the blog post is also in the description. If you like this video, then do give it a thumbs up, because that's how I and the YouTube algorithm knows that these kind of videos are working and I can come back and make more of these for you. And if you enjoy my content in general, then don't forget to subscribe to the Save Ourselves channel and click the notification bell when you do. You will be notified every time I upload. I hope you have a great time resetting your life in these small and actionable ways. I'll see you next week. Bye bye.